All right, welcome to this training section. It's going to be walking you through how to manage emails in ClientKit. This is very important for you to understand because now that we have a lot of the initial setup taken care of, it's important for you to actually learn how to navigate this so that way when you are having conversations via email with clients, with prospects, you understand how to do it. We're going to walk you through how to do this in two places. We're going to talk to you about how to do it on the contact page as well as how to do it on the conversation tab. Okay, so by contact page and conversation tab. Now, before we actually get into this training, I want to make this clear. This training that we're about to walk through is how to be able to manage emails when they come in and how to actually send one-on-one outbound emails, okay? This is not going to be going over how to send out automated emails, how to send out bulk emails. That is not what we are going to be talking about, okay? So let me make this clear one more time. So I'm gonna make this a whole section over here. Very important, okay? What about automated emails and what about email reminders? Yes, that is exactly what we're going to be talking about when we talk about automations, we talk about workflows, we talk about being able to send out email reminders. That is going to be in a different training, okay? So the point of this training that you're in right now was to go ahead and understand how to get your email sending setup taken care of. So just a refresher if you don't know yet, okay? Right now, we are in a specific training that is all about email sending setup. In a different training, you're going to have an entire setup around automations, around calendar reminders, around workflows. That is going to be a whole separate training with its own training sections that we will get to later on. But first, you need to make sure that you get through this properly and understand what it is that we're talking about. There is a method to the madness. Just follow along, and I promise you it will come together as you go through this. Beautiful. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about method number one, which is how to actually manage emails by contact page. So how does this work? What you do, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see, is you're going to be able to go over here to contacts, right? When you click on contacts, you're going to see all of the different contacts who are in your CRM. Okay, this is what stands CRM, Customer Relationship Management Software. This is your CRM. It's your leads, it's your customers, it's everything that's involved in there, right? Now, we've gone ahead and created trainings around this earlier before that, so you kind of understand this. But the point being is that you go over to the contacts page. From there, let's say, for example, we had Elon Musk, right? We got Elon, he's a favorite of ours. We go over here. And what's going to go on here is that you'll see on the left side, we have the contact page. But then over here, we have SMS and email. Now, what's going to happen is that every email that we get from Elon is going to show up right over here. And every email that we send out to Elon is going to show up right over here. So what we can do is we can go over here. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. I can click on email, and right over here, it's going to automatically fill in my from name and my from email. Now, this is very important to understand because this is going to help you pick up if you have any issues with your setup. You see how in my case, it says this directoroftrade@gmail.com. It's a demo email. It should not say this, okay? The reason it says this is because I must have jacked up and messed up my settings earlier, right? So I got to go ahead and check in my business profile, my profile. If it still doesn't work, then what you got to do is you got to go ahead and sign out and sign back in and see if it works then. So that is going to be something that is very important for you to go ahead and check. But of course, we're not going over that in this training, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue, right? So from here, what you can do is you can actually go ahead and select what email you're going to send this to Elon for, right? Because remember, inside of the contact manager, you can have multiple emails. So let's say, for example, Elon had, let me just collapse this. Elon had another email address. Let's say, for example, it's elon@gmail.com, right? And I go ahead and hit save. So you can have multiple email addresses in here. So when I hit email, right, I can select, hey, which email do I want to send the email to? I go to put a subject line, hey, test 1, 2, 3. I don't know if anybody who has marsforlife@gmail.com, we're going to find out. Maybe somebody replies, right? So this is just a test from me, right? And then I go ahead and I can go ahead and schedule it, right? So I can go ahead and, hey, I want you to send this at, sometime in the future. Or I can go ahead and hit send right over here, right? Alternatively, you'll see I have formatting options. I have attached files over here. I have add a link, all these different options that I have more. Look at this. I can go ahead and add different custom values. So if I go ahead and actually add that in there as well, again, all of that is available. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and hit send. Now, when I hit send, you'll see that it does in fact show that email right over here, just like this, okay? And then I can go ahead and hit the 3 dots right over here and hit details, and it'll actually show me what the details are right over here for that email. And then I can also go ahead and hit reply to that. And then whenever Elon messages me back, which he might, I don't know, marsforlife@gmail.com might be his email address. Whenever he goes ahead and emails us back, then I can go ahead and reply to that right over there. Now, this is very important to understand, okay? So this email that is right over here, okay? This email is going to be, that is for outgoing one-on-one email. This email right here is going to be the same email that you have set up for your integration under my profile right over here, right? Whatever email that you have set up right over here, that is going to be the email that actually shows up right over here, okay? Now, because this is one-on-one communication, if you went with option 2 and you had an @Gmail, so let's say, for example, this was NutriFitWellnessTeam@gmail.com, that's fine. You can go ahead and actually have that set up right over here. It's not going to impact your deliverability because what it's doing is it's sending out via the native Gmail client. Let me show you what I mean by this, right? So whenever we send out an email, it's going to actually show up in our Gmail. So let's go ahead and send a quick email right now. And so now that we've sent that email, what you're going to see is if I go over here to Gmail and I go over to all mail, you're going to see that ClientKit, because it's integrated, actually sent that email out via the actual Gmail platform. And so it's not an issue if you went with option 2. Now, of course, if you went with option 1, you're probably celebrating right now. You're like, yeah, see, I pay $6 a month for a reason. Yes, of course, you pay $6 a month for a reason because then it actually shows up on your domain name all the time. And so yes, of course, the @Gmail does have cons. It's not like you can just, finesse the system and then all of a sudden you're not having to pay $6 a month because you found this email forwarding. Of course not, right? There's definitely pros to paying the $6 per month to having that domain. But if for some people who are just starting out, it's not that serious, they want to go with the @Gmail, that's perfectly fine, right? So we found the workaround for you guys. But the point being is that is going to be the first way that you can actually go ahead and manage emails, is you can do it via the contact page. And one of the things that sometimes we mention, sometimes we forget, is that you can actually use this universal search right over here as well, right? And then in that search box, you can literally type in any term and it's going to go ahead and search across the entire platform. It's going to search opportunities, payments, according to the contacts, right? So you're going to be able to go ahead and select it that way as well. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be by the contact page and how to manage emails that way. The other way that you can actually go ahead and manage emails is going to be via the conversations tab. So the conversations tab is going to be right over here. And then what you do is when you click on the conversations tab, it's going to have all of your different conversations here, right? So unread, recent, starred, all of that's going to show up on here, right? So you'll see that conversation that we were having with Elon Musk over in his contact page is actually showing up right over here as well. Now, there are a couple other features here. We can actually filter and say, you know what, only show me conversations that are happening right now via email. I can hit apply and you'll see that I'm only having a conversation via email with Elon, right? So that's going to be something that is there, right? So I can go ahead and clear these filters as well and then go ahead and apply that so I can see all of the conversations that are going on with other contacts also. So that's going to be on the contact level here. Then what I can do is within Elon's actual thread here, I can also go ahead and filter within this and say, hey, you know what? Only show me all of the email conversations that I've had with Elon, right? So I can go ahead and hit email and then I go ahead and click out and you'll see just like that, you see I had some other kind of activity that was going on here. It goes ahead and only shows me the email conversation that I'm having with Elon, and then I can go back to all and then select that. And you see right here, it shows me that Elon actually booked an appointment and that's showing up back again inside of the feed as well. Now from over here, I can also go ahead and actually start a new message, a new conversation. I can actually select the contact, so I can go over here and select, you know what, I want this to go out to Elon, and then I can continue it that way. Or I can also go ahead and hit email right over here. And again, once again, this is a test from the conversations tab, right? Test from Convo tab. And then again, this email is going to be the email that you have synced for two-way sync because this is a one-on-one conversation. So it's going to send it from Google's server. So it works exactly the same way. You got the schedule, the send. In this case, if we go ahead and send, you'll see that it does in fact show up in the thread right over here. And then you'll see if you actually go over to your Gmail and then you go over to your all mail, right? You go over your all mail, you'll see this is the test from the conversations tab. This is the one that we just sent because ClientKit is linked and integrated with your Gmail platform. How cool is that? Very, very cool, right? So that is the point of this training. We just wanted to walk you through how to be able to manage and different ways that you can do one-on-one and outbound emails from inside of ClientKit, right? Via the contact page or via the conversation tab that we went ahead and showed you right now. And I want to go ahead and make this clear because we said it before. I want to go ahead and say it one more time. If you're asking, how do I send bulk emails? How do I do email marketing? We have not gone over that just yet. What we have just gone over is only for one-on-one emails and for replying to inbound emails. That's it. What we're walking you through right now is just the initial version 1 of the initial setup. So that way, when we get to the upcoming training, we can actually walk you through setting up your calendar reminders. So that way, basic emails are going out, right? But when it comes to emailing your list, let's say, for example, you have 500 contacts that you need to email, right? And you want to do email marketing now, right? Now you're sending out bulk emails as email marketing. There is an additional step step. There's an additional setup that you need to do for that. So make sure that right now, if you're following along and you're a new business owner, that you are not doing this bulk emailing my list, sending out bulk emails, because if you need to do that, then that is going to be a separate training and a separate setup. Make sure you do go ahead and ask in the community if you don't see where that training is, because there are very important laws and regulations around the deliverability of that and making sure that you are doing it properly. So everything we just went over right now is how to manage emails when they come in one-on-one, or how to send out one-on-one that are going to be going out through your two-way sync email address. I hope that is absolutely clear. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been this training on how to actually manage emails in ClientKit by contact page or by conversation tab. With that being said, we're not done just yet. We got to go ahead and talk about the next step. But with that being said, we will talk to you in the next training section.